How you doing? This is Stanford Smith with Pushing Social, and today we're actually going to talk about Jay and Amber's new book, Jay Baer and Amber Naslin's new book, The Now Revolution. And Jay and Amber sent me the book with a really nice note, just asking me to give my straightforward and honest appraisal about the book. So, spent a weekend taking a look at it. It's a quick read. It's about, let me see, about 190 pages there. So you'll be able to get through it in about an afternoon. And it's well worth your time to actually go through the book. I liked three things about the book that I just want to kind of walk you through. The first piece is that this book is geared towards the business or the organization that wants to get serious about social media. It's really not a book for someone who's kind of dabbling in blogging. This is something that lays some really good foundational principles for any organization to use as they move forward in social media. And you really can tell the business background of both Amber and Jay. You can see that shine through in each one of these chapters. It's a very business-friendly book. It has a lot of meat in it, and because of that, I think it's a great book to pass around in your organization, and it's a good primer for someone who's an executive, for example, who's trying to get their head wrapped around social media and how it could work for them. So I really liked that piece about the book. It's well laid out and has 7 chapters, lining up with the 7 shifts that they talk about, and it really acts as a blueprint, taking you from the cultural pieces that you need to get taken care of, the talent that you need to do. It talks about the channels, it talks about measurement, so it really is a complete blueprint or a complete roadmap that any organization can use. So that's the number one thing that I liked about the book. The second piece is that it's very practical, and one thing that I usually don't like about social media books, and I really don't read that many anymore because it seems like a lot of them kind of fall into this vein. But the problem that I see is that the books that I'm reading don't really have measurable pieces or processes that you can replicate and use in your organization. Basically, just saying being human in a book is great, but I think that I've read that in 10 or 15 other books, and I'm looking for something else different. And The Now Revolution definitely delivered on that piece. It gave me some really good measurable tactics that can be used in the organization that were replicable. And it also gave some really good processes and checklists and worksheets that you can use to really put a lot of what you read in the book into action at your organization. And the third piece I really liked about it is that it's filled with case studies. Now, as a professional, I love case studies. I love reading about how other organizations have tackled problems and how they have solved them for them, because there's a lot of good clues and hints and techniques that you can use in your own organization. And almost every other page is filled with a great story or case study that you can use to learn from. And another piece I really liked is the use of QS codes throughout the book. Let me see if I can find one for you here. And basically, a QS code is a fancy little image that you can use. And here's one right here. It's a fancy little image that you can take a photo of with your smartphone. And what it does is that it actually has information embedded in it that will take you to particular links or websites or give you additional information. And I think that's a really, really cool way of kind of debuting a kind of a new technology, especially within the book. And Jay and Amber actually use these to supplement the book with more information, so you're actually getting a heck of a lot more in the book than you would normally get. You're getting twice as much in the book, and doesn't translate into twice as many pages. So I think that's pretty cool itself. So this is The Now Revolution. You can pick it up on Amazon. I believe it might be out in Kindle yet. I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely one book to have on your bookshelf. It's also a book that you may want to pass around. I know I have a couple of copies, and one is already checked out. So I definitely think that this is something that you want to kind of maybe have a couple of copies hanging around if you're running a social media department. Now, some cool news is that I run, along with Margie Clayman, TweetDiner, which is a tweet chat for people who are kind of new to social media. And Margie came to me one day and says, I think it would be great to have Jay and Amber on Tweet Diner on Saturday to discuss the book. So we reached out to Jay and Amber and they both said yes. So we're actually going to have them on Tweet Diner this upcoming Saturday, or February 26th, to discuss the book. So if you would like to hear directly from the authors and ask some questions of the authors, that would be a great opportunity to do it. All you have to do is come by at 9 p.m. Eastern, put in hashtag Tweet Diner into your tweet deck, pull up a column, and follow along the conversation. And if you want to ask any questions, go ahead and ask your questions, and go ahead and append your particular tweet with the Tweet Diner hashtag, and you're all set to go. So again, this is Stanford Smith with Pushing Social. Hope you enjoyed this book review.